and why to use
Adhesion Promoter Polish. Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. Today we're going to delve into what is Adhesion Promoter Polish, why use it, and what are the benefits of using Adhesion Promoter Polish.
We use Adhesion Promoter Polish in so many of our videos as a replacement for panel prep. We've done a podcast about it, but I told Ivan, let's just make a dedicated video for folks.
Right.
Maybe you've never tried this before. Maybe it's on order from DIYdetail.com and you want just a focused video on how this stuff works, why it was designed, and how to really get the most out of it when you're going ahead and protecting your vehicle. I mean, we got to talk about what tool to use. Of course, we have our own polisher, so surely our rotary or our dual action polisher would be perfect for Adhesion Promoter Polish.
Actually, no. So you need to use a machine that has a 2 to 9 millimeter stroke. So a random orbital, dual action, however you want to look at it, but a 2 to 9 millimeter stroke. That can include something like this that's battery operated. You can use an old Porter cable. You can use a corded machine. You can use a cordless. There's some we bought off Amazon that are less expensive like this that do the job just as well as this. Actually, I find this one a little overpriced. That being said, you want 2 to 9 millimeters, not rotary, not 15, not 21, not 25, 2 to 9 millimeters. And the reason for that is we don't want to overwork the app. There's a bit of abrasive in it, that's great, but there's also some polysiloxane and SiO2. And when you overwork them, in other words, too long of a stroke or too fast of an abrasive movement, they can set before we want them to set. And we actually don't want them to set. And that is one of the things that you need a proper abrasive movement to do the job.
Well, I'm gonna put these back on my cart.
Right. Now, the other thing is the pad choice. Waffle pad, red DIY Detail. Not another brand's pad. Not a flat pad. Something like this. Look, it's red. It must be the same. No, it's not. A flat pad is not what you want.
But it's soft and red, Ivan.
Right, it's soft and red. You need the waffle. You need the shape that we have. This pad was designed, if you remember, we had our version 1 pad. We came out with the version 2. That redesign was in part because of app. So we wanted to make sure that we had the best possible pad for finishing with the rotary, but also for applying the Adhesion Promoter Polish.
Panel prep.
Right.
You wash the vehicle, you decontaminate it, you're probably gonna polish first. The whole thing there is you wipe off your polish residue, and then you do the panel prep stage, and your paint is squeaky clean. It's ready for the ceramic coating.
Correct.
Why have we come out with app as a replacement for panel prep?
Think of it as an enhancement to panel prep. So panel prep, yes, squeaky clean, gets the panel ready for coating. This does a great job of cleaning the panel as well, but it does a few more things. One of them is it actually swells the paint a little bit. That little bit of swelling makes your coating go into the paint because it opens the pores instead of sitting on the paint. Whereas a panel prep does a great job. This does a better job. It is an improvement, it's a technology change, and no, it's not a primer polish. You've probably heard the term primer polish before. Primer polishes fill the pores of the paint to make it super smooth to put the coating on top. But now you're relying on the bond of that primer polish to be holding your coating. We are deep cleaning the paint with a bit of abrasive and some tea tree oil, so even a better clean than what the panel prep can do. And on top of that, we're agitating, we're polishing a little bit so we'll get a little more gloss out of it. But by opening those pores and swelling the paint just a little bit, and it's only like half a micron, don't think we're gonna make the paint a 1/4 inch thick here. But what happens is when you've done that, now the coating goes in and it gives you a deeper gloss.
I wonder if we could maybe start working with it, and as you show us its beautiful characteristics, I can ask you questions and we can kind of teach as we go. I like to show and tell as well.
And like I said, we have this pad or this tool. It's a little expensive. We picked up some other ones off Amazon. Let's give them a try.
Okay. Ivan's very ready, and so am I. I have a short nap and a plush buffing towel here. Essentially, this is the Freebird, and this is our coating leveling towel. You want 2 towels to level the app. This stuff is not rocket science, Ivan, but tell me how many drops you're putting on and then why we level it as well.
Right, so we start with 3 small drops. We apply the app to the surface using the polisher, then we'll wipe it off. Let me apply and then we'll get to the other.
And this is a dry pad, right? Not a damp pad with rinseless wash like we teach to polish the paint.
Very important to have a dry pad. This is our first time trying this machine, and so far so good.
I noticed that the pad is kind of spinning.
Yeah, we want to maintain backing plate rotation like we have here.
And if it stalls out, is that the end of the world?
It's not the end of the world, but if it stalls out, either you're in a very steep curve or you're applying too much pressure. It's actually a nice quiet machine.
I was gonna say that is so quiet. You're all the way on speed 6.
Yeah.
So what is happening right now? What are you focusing on?
I'm focusing on getting it everywhere. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. We're not trying to polish. We're not trying to do paint correction with this. The abrasive in this is so minimal that you're not going to do paint correction with this.
What if I just polish the panel and I didn't even wipe it off? Could I do app right over gold standard polish?
No. Too much abrasive, and the polysiloxane and SiO2 might lock that abrasive onto the surface, not giving you a good day.
Ivan mentions polysiloxane and SiO2. Let's expound on that.
So those are foundations of most ceramic coatings, and they're very minimal in this formula. But the reason they're there is to hold the pores open. So they're not enough to fill the pores, they're just there to sort of temporarily lock it in.
Well, I think one thing people are going to find with app is not only is it properly prepping your surface for your ceramic coating.
Right.
I feel like, and I don't know why, the coating tends to adhere super easy and almost self-level. So there's like almost not that much to wipe off when you go to wipe off your coating and level your coating. And also it like boosts gloss.
Yeah, everything that you said there, Nick, for sure.
Is the gloss boosting because we're doing a slight polisher movement and abrading the paint?
No, it's because we've swollen the paint, we've opened it up, and now the coating actually is thicker in the paint instead of sitting on the paint.
So I just do my first pass with the short nap towel. Yeah. And then the plush buffing towel. Just, I mean, I'm being a little extra guard, but I didn't need that second pass really with this towel. But yeah, short nap, plush, and this is prepared surface for coating now?
It's ready for coating.
How is it that easy, Evan?
It is that easy.
But how?
Because I don't like complicated.
You hate complicated. You hate wasting time, energy, and money.
Normally we would go around the vehicle in a logical order, and this vehicle, it's actually logical to do this part first, and then I'll put the roof up. Because when the roof is up, we don't have access to this part here. So let me do this part, and then we'll be able to put the roof up and buzz around the vehicle with this little tool. Now for the professional detailer out there that thinks if it's not hard to do, it can't be good, you're wrong. And this is not just for professionals, for the home user as well.
Well, Ivan, in life, usually things, if they're hard, they're worthwhile. If they're easy, they're too cheap. If it's easy, it's not. You know deep down when you get old enough, that you got to do hard things to get satisfaction, right?
Sometimes.
So, right? Because like, if you don't work out, you don't get the benefits of it, and so it's like you think that if it's hard, it truly is going to give you that intrinsic reward.
Yeah.
So how did you achieve something that's easy, and it's giving you the reward?
Research and development, and a lot of time. One important thing to note about the Adhesion promoter polish. It is not just for C6 coatings. It's not just for DIY coatings. It will make any coating better. It will make any coating easier to apply because of the technology in the app.
So who would be a good candidate for this then? I mean, like someone who likes wax or just ceramic coating application?
Anyone applying protection to a vehicle, whether it be a wax, whether it be a sealant, whether it be a coating, by doing the app first, what you're doing is, as I said, opening up the pores. Your wax will go a little deeper. Your sealant will go a little deeper. You'll get a little more gloss out of your wax. You'll get a little more gloss out of your sealant. Everything will work better with app. Now, are you going to take the time to do this before wax? Maybe not. And also, the same tool, this same pad is spectacular at applying wax.
So Ivan, I noticed this one feels a little bit underpowered compared to some of the other tools we've used, or at least it sounds super quiet.
Yeah.
Do you want to add extra pressure? I mean, are you putting pressure on here to get the adhesion promoter polish to kind of get into the pores?
Take a look at my hands, Nick.
Okay.
Does it look like I'm applying pressure to the tool?
No, it does not. No.
Pressure is never a good thing in detailing, unless it's a pressure washer.
Okay.
But applying pressure to a tool, applying pressure to a towel, applying pressure to a wash sponge, never a good idea.
How many passes do you use with that?
1 or 2. I'm just trying to make sure that I get it everywhere on the surface. Now, if we do happen to miss a small area that was difficult to access because we couldn't get the tool in there. And yes, I could put the window down and get the tool in there, but what happens is when Nick is leveling, that towel is actually spreading the app where you need to go. Remember, it's not the action of the tool that's doing it, we're just spreading it on the surface. Now you could spread it with a towel if you wanted to. This is faster. And
What about an applicator?
You could use an applicator for the app, but again, it's like applying wax by hand or wax by machine.
This is the applicator.
Right. Which do you prefer, applying wax by hand or by machine?
By machine.
Which gives you the better results?
I prefer by machine.
Right.
No, I mean, machines are very efficient. There is something very zen about a hand application, but come on now. By the time you've gotten this far, you've polished the paint, you're gonna apply the ceramic coating. You don't want your panel prep or your adhesion promoter polish stage. Obviously, it's a different product entirely, but you don't want this stage to take a long time. One thing that I love about app is it's more fun than panel prep.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's at least the same amount of time, if not a little bit faster.
Yeah, it is.
You think panel prep's gonna be so fast, spray on a towel, wipe, and then all of a sudden you're just spray on a towel, 2 towels, da, 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 da. And this is just, glide it on, wipe it off. It smells nice. There's that tea tree oil in there. What's that all about?
So the tea tree oil is a phenomenal cleaner, and we're wanting to deep clean the paint. Now, instead of using harsh solvents or alcohols, we're using tea tree oil.
Is tea tree oil a gimmick though? I mean, it smells like it should be like in an essential oil diffuser, not on a car detailing product.
No, it's actually been known for decades to be a phenomenal cleaner, and that's what we're leveraging here, the cleaning ability of it. But yes, it does smell nice too.
If you're like me and most detailers, you're probably gonna wanna keep applying a drop or 2 every section.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're told. Every time you work a new section with polishing, you know, you clean your pad and you add more polish. Tell me the philosophy with that.
Less is more. As long as you see it on the surface, you've got more than enough on your pad.
Oh, I smell that tea tree oil, Evan. It smells like clean paint to me.
Yep.
I'm just following up after that first pass with my short nap towel, with the Freebird, the plush buffing towel in our lineup, just making sure I'm spreading our preparation product for maximum longevity of this ceramic coating.
Now, if you've never worked on an SSR, it requires a little more, shall we say, planning than a regular vehicle. And because of all these shapes and because of these bubbleless fenders, etc., going down the side, you've got a lot of upper surfaces as well as sideways surfaces. You know, Nick, when he first saw this, oh, it's a nice small truck. Think again.
And then it took us a long time to polish it. It usually does not take us a long time to polish something. It's just a lot of real estate, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not used to, the tonneau cover area being paint. At least I wasn't.
Right, the tonneau cover and these fenders, even though they look spectacular, they add a little bit of work to the job. Now, I'm gonna switch out machines since we're here to try different machines while we're at it.
Just to demo how this product could work on a machine that you're using, right? You might get different feedback from a different machine. Ivan can kind of show you, hey, here's what I'm seeing, here's what to look out for. What are like some of the mistakes people make with adhesion promoter polish?
Using too much. That's the biggest mistake. And doing this.
Oh, you look cool though, Ivan.
Oh yeah, but you don't need to do that. Just get it on the paint. Now you notice I switch pads from the first machine to the second machine because I already have app on it. I don't want to have to prime another pad. If you're working on a white or light colored car where you can't see the app residue, you always have windows that you can use. And let me get back to the window here. Now this one, Protmex, I don't know. how you would say it, but anyways, Pro Team X or Prop X or whatever. This is another Amazon, and yes, we'll put a link down below because it seems to be working. If it didn't work, we wouldn't provide a link, trust me. But this uses the batteries off the DIY detail polishers.
Love the compatibility of that, Ivan. I actually got an inflator for my rinseless wash keg, and the inflator takes our battery platform as well. So it's just kind of nice when you find a battery platform you like, you know, just...
Well, we use the Makita battery platform, and that opens up the possibilities to a lot of different tools.
Yes, it does.
So as I was saying, you're not sure you have enough app on your pad. Simple. Put it up against the window, you still see the app, you've got more than enough to keep going.
You see that efficiency, Ivan? I let you display that on the window as I got closer to the paint. Didn't have to step on the step, because we're gonna ceramic coat that. Can I use app on motorcycles, boats, RVs? Like, is it just for automotive paint? What do I need to know?
No, motorcycles, boats, RVs, children's toys, bicycles, you name it. If you're going to be coating it or protecting it, app will help. Of course, gel coat too, yes.
When did you decide that adhesion promoter polish was a priority? Like, had you been dreaming about this for a while? Like, how is it different than primer polishes? Give me some of the genesis of adhesion promoter polish, Evan.
Started working on it in the early 2020s, so about 2021.
And what was the goal?
The goal was to ensure that coatings bonded better, to increase the gloss of even a lower quality coating, and at the same time, provide a way to ensure that coatings bond better. Because I like the idea of a primer polish, but like I said, primer polishes fill the surface. They don't make the surface more open to the coating.
Okay, explain that more. What's the difference between this and a primer polish? Because you said this fills.
A primer polish fills. A primer polish leaves a smoother surface. It doesn't swell the paint. It doesn't open up the pores. It fills the pores. We're doing the complete opposite of a primer polish, in the sense that we're deep cleaning, we're getting rid of everything on the paint and opening up the pores. We're not filling the pores. So very different technology. What I didn't like about the available primer polishes on the market as well is they have time limits, because they have to set a certain amount of time, or they have to be polished a certain amount of time, or after you've applied it, you have a restricted amount of time to be able to put the coating on. With us, you can wipe it off as we're doing immediately, or you can do the whole vehicle and then wipe it off, or you can do the whole vehicle and come back the next day to wipe it off. And once you've wiped it off, you can apply the coating immediately, or you can do it in an hour, you can do it in a day. It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, you've got about a 48-hour window.
To literally let it sit on the paint, wipe it off, and then ceramic coat? Like,
Yeah,
give me the time.
actually it's not sitting on the paint. We've cleaned the paint, we've opened it up. That little minute trace of polysilazane and SiO2 is just there to try to hold those pores open. But eventually that plastic is going to win over those because they're so minute that it's going to close back up. And that takes about 48 hours. That's why we say you have a 48-hour window to be able to, after you've leveled it or remove the excess of the app, to apply your coating.
And then how long can I let it sit on the paint before wiping it off?
The longest I let it sit was 72 hours and it was fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, generally don't leave it for the whole weekend. As I mentioned, the strategy of this vehicle, because of the upper surfaces, lower surfaces, etc. Now that we've got all the upper facing surfaces done, we're gonna roll around the outside of it and do the vertical surfaces. So one little annoying thing with this tool is that you have to reset it every time. So every time you turn it off, every time you turn it on, it starts at speed 1.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah, it's a little annoyance, but you get used to it. Now, I've got this on speed 4. It has a speed 8. That's a little much.
So tell me what I'm looking for in terms of pad rotation. Ideally, regardless of tool, regardless of speed, like what should they be looking for on their tool?
As long as it's rotating, you're happy.
Why does it need to rotate if we're not like polishing the paint?
Better distribution of the product.
Okay. Is this something that you have to get trained for though? Like this seems pretty high tech. Like, do you have to be a professional detailer and get extensive training to use app?
100%, yes. You need to subscribe to DIY Detail. Once you subscribe to DIY Detail, you're in.
You're in the club.
Yeah, no, it's not difficult to use. It's not difficult to apply. It's not difficult to work with. It doesn't require a university degree to do so, unless it's the University of YouTube degree. But the YouTube University. And no certifications. I think the era of certifications for coating installation should be over if it isn't already.
Okay, you're doing plastic trim, Ivan.
Yeah, of course. So app goes on every surface. It goes on the paint, it goes on the trim, it goes on the glass if you wanted to, it goes on chrome. Be it the fake plastic type or the actual metal type. Actually, this one might be metal. Yeah, it is. A lot of cars today, the chrome is actually plastic, but this is true chrome on this.
How can you tell if it's true chrome?
Because it's not a plastic part. It's actually metal.
You can just tell that by feeling it.
Yeah. Now, if you have a brand new car, and you know that the dealer did not put anything on it in terms of sealant or waxes, and you're satisfied with the paint, this is all the prep you need. Once you've decontaminated it, go over it with the app, and you're done.
What would be the difference between using this versus panel prep? Let's say you've polished beforehand.
Yeah.
Let's say you've done all the steps right. What are the differences between the ultimate results? Panel prep versus adhesion promoter polish.
More gloss, better longevity from your coating, and easier application of your coating.
So what if some competitive brand was out there saying, no, Ivan's full of baloney, I don't want to use an adhesion promoter polish before my ceramic coating? Is that kind of their chemistry, or does this truly work before, is that just their chemistry, or does this truly work before any ceramic coating out there?
This will work with any ceramic coating. Now, if they're saying that, that's fine. They can do that, not a big deal. But give it a try, you might be surprised. You see what my pad looks like after doing half of the vehicle? It's nice and clean. Now I'm just gonna add another couple small drops and carry on. What's the feel like under your towels, Nick?
You know, it's not as if we just ceramic coated this. It almost feels different, but not like slicker.
No.
I think when you use panel prep, it feels like almost sticky. This doesn't feel sticky, but it feels like I've got something there. Like, It definitely feels different. What am I supposed to be feeling?
You're feeling exactly what you're supposed to. So it's got a bit of a tackiness to it.
And that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
That's by design. You will feel the slickness, folks, when you apply the coating. Don't worry, that's coming, right? Like,
Yeah.
Just rest assured, we're getting there. We're so close. It's worth noting that we are chatting it up. We're having a conversation. If we were not on camera talking, Ivan, this would have been done 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah. Like when we really need to breeze around the paint, it's effortless. It takes no time at all. If you're solo, do you like to level as you or wipe as you go, or would you just get the whole vehicle done and then do the wipe off?
Do the whole vehicle first, then wipe it off.
Got it.
Dude, it's so quick to do.
Any chance you're micro-marring the paint? I just worked so hard to get this perfect finish. Now this polisher's here. What's happening, Ivan?
No, actually, if you do have a little bit of micro-marring left over, this is actually going to take care of it. Like I said, there's a small amount of abrasive.
So it's kind of like a final polishing step, even though that's not the goal.
Yeah, and the abrasive is so small that you're not going to be doing any micro-marring with it. Now, on this fender here, using that light over there, you can see that the app is on the surface. When I look at it straight on, you don't see the app. The less you use, the better it will be. As much as I like cordless tools, this is actually one of my favorite ones for the app, the Fendo. It's super quiet, low vibration, and let's knock it down one speed. I had it too high, and just does a wonderful job.
How many vehicles could you apply app to with one of these pads, Ivan?
We haven't found that out yet, Nick.
It's just so easy on the pad.
It's easy on the pad, it's easy on the machine, and app goes a very long way. I've used 6 drops so far for this whole vehicle.
And is this sunlight friendly for all the mobile detailers out there?
Yes, it is. On our Facebook group, Nick, we had someone showing a pad this morning that they've done 25 cars with the pad so far. Yeah, so shout out to Acacia Detailer, and they're celebrating 4 years of business today, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like that 5-year mark is a cliche.
Yeah.
But it is the true mark to me of, yeah. 4 years is amazing though.
Yeah.
But when you make it past 5, I feel like I mean, you hear about it, right? Like most businesses don't last past 5 years.
Yeah.
Is 5 years just a number, or is it like, is there a true milestone there?
It's a number.
So 4 is amazing.
More than 2 is amazing.
Okay. I feel like you're coming alive with the Fendo in your hand. We've done so many vehicles with the Fendo. We really do love it.
Unfortunately, the Fendo is more expensive than the 2 little battery ones we use combined, but we've done a lot of work with this tool and it's good. Do we suggest it? Yes. Do we get a commission from it? No. So this isn't sponsored content. Nonetheless, it is a great little tool. And it's right in that sweet spot with a 5mm stroke. So you're asking about the difference between plastic chrome and real chrome. Those handles are real chrome. This is plastic.
And how can you tell?
Listen.
Sounds hollow.
Yeah, and it's just vibrating everywhere. That's a little better. Yeah, that's plastic too. So finally, the Milwaukee that we talked about. Good tool. Milwaukee is a reputable brand, but it's a little expensive. So Nick, as you're wiping off that last section, in conclusion, C6 Adhesion Promoter Polish is for everyone. It's simple to use, it's quick, it's efficient. It's gonna make all your coatings and even sealants and waxes better.
Ivan?
Yeah.
This video has been approved.
Haha. Yes, so C6 Adhesion Promoter Polish, who's it for? Everyone. If you're doing a wax, a sealant, or a coating, it's going to make those perform better for you, last longer, give you better depth, better gloss. Now, doing it before wax, is it necessary? No. Before sealant? No. Before coating? Yes. Wax or sealant are more temporary, coating is long-term.
So you want to do it the right way. That's why we have all the products in this video, in the description below, including all these Amazon, products that aren't ours. We just want to show you what we've used. You can make up your own mind. And if you're ready for the next step, which is ceramic coating, we have the perfect video for you right here.